Hey there. Hey, Tammy Kabell with 𝗀𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗴𝗲 Consulting. And today I want to really quickly go over how inflation is affecting your job search. Now, I'm not specifically talking about how a recession affects your job search, which of course it does, but we're not quite at a recession yet. Here it's July of 2022, but we are in inflationary times. So I was having a conversation with one of my senior coaches, Philip. He's out in the UK. He was telling me that the UK is experiencing right now 10% inflation annualized. And that's a lot. That's a lot. We've got 8.6% right now in the US. And that's, you know, the highest we've seen in 41 years or so. And so I want to explain how inflation affects your job search and also affects your career period and how much you're paid. So, you know, to put it in perspective, 2 years ago in 2020, the whole year of 2020, the average inflation rate was 1.25%. Now, that's not a dig on administration. I'm not trying to be political. Although, I do have a special going on called Let's Go Branding. Yeah, joking, I don't. But we do have a personal branding, executive branding program. Anyway, but there is a difference between 1.25 and 8.6. You can really feel it. And when you're talking about gas, petrol, and it's up 20, 25%, sometimes 30% in some instances, that's a lot. And that really does affect everyone on a daily and weekly basis. So when you are, it's going to affect you mostly if you are underpaid. So how do you determine if you're underpaid? And the reason that it hurts you more if you're underpaid is that you're already not making what you're worth. And if your buying power is 8.6% less, or in the UK 10% less than what it was a year ago, that really hurts, especially if you're moving, especially if you're changing households. Housing prices have really, really gone through the roof, and so have cars. And of course, I don't have to tell you this, you know this. But if you've been at a company, especially a very large company, over 10,000 people, if you've been at a company at a director level or above, then you are probably being underpaid. If you've been there for 5 years or more, you're probably being underpaid by a minimum of $50,000 to $80,000. And I say that because when we look at our clientele since COVID started, if we look at from April 1st of 2020, and that's when we started really putting together a lot of data points for every single one of our clients that have gotten new roles outside of their current company, which is all of them. So with those people, on average, they're getting an additional 51% increase. And that's in the cash component. That is not including the stock or the equity stake that I'm able to get them. So 51% is a big amount. And a lot of times it's because they've been in one position for a long time, but even more importantly, one company for a long time. If you've been there for 5 years or more, I guarantee you're underpaid. Guarantee you're underpaid. Compared with someone who has less experience and less tenure than you, they might come in at a higher rate because the market is paying more for new people now. And that includes the companies that are really big that you're probably working for. So if you're working for a large company, perhaps you should give me a call and I can tell you what your marketability is. That's really the first step. If you're passively looking, which I have actually been pinging some of my first level connections on LinkedIn, and they're telling me that they're passively searching more than actively searching because I'm asking. And passively searching usually means that you are you're taking calls from recruiters, which I guarantee you will start to slow down in the coming months. And you're taking calls from recruiters, but you're not actively doing anything to put yourself out there. So let me ask you, if you knew that you were going to be making an average of 51% more in a new role, would you be actively searching? That's a question. Because if you're making 8.6% less without doing anything in your buying power, and you're underemployed by 50%, it's only going to compound. It's not going to get better. I don't think, not anytime soon anyway. So also keep in mind, it's going to be easier to get a job now in 2022 than it will be if we hit a recession first quarter of 2023, which a lot of economists are telling us that might happen. So it might be time to look externally and actually take some action. So that first step is to determine your marketability. If you're looking for an online salary calculator, salary.com is going to be the most accurate, although I'm noticing that pay scales are going up a lot and quicker than salary.com is keeping up. Salary.com has always been the most accurate out there, but I don't think it's that accurate right now. So if you want to know how much you can make, what your marketability is in the open job market, then send me an email at Tammy, Tammy, at @beyondjobsearching.com. Or if you're watching this on LinkedIn, you can just send me an email or a message if you're connected with me, and I would be very happy to have a really quick conversation with you and take some information and really get a judge of, I mean, I've been doing this since 2003, so I do know my way around marketability. So I'd be very happy to help you with that, especially if you're in the US. We work worldwide, so if you are outside the US and you're watching this, absolutely, I can help you with that as well. Even seven-figure people, be very happy to give you your marketability. And then the second step after you know your marketability is articulating it to people who don't know you. There's an overwhelming chance that the person who offers you a job, that for your next job, the one that you're going to accept, that you're not going to know them. And so you need to be able to explain how you're valuable and explain your value, period. The best way to do that is going to be through quantifiable achievements on your LinkedIn profile. Now, how do you get those? That's one of the things we do. You don't have to work with us, but the first thing is knowing how much you're worth, and then being able to explain how you are not just a candidate, not just a good candidate or the candidate of choice. Forget about candidacy. You need to be a standalone investment with a personal ROI, okay? And you can do that from executive branding, which really sets up the tone of everyone else who doesn't know you. What's your first impression when you go to LinkedIn? Are you seen as a powerhouse? Are you seen as a standalone investment? Here's the thing. I think one of the secrets to getting that 51% increase in your cash, which is going to be your base salary and also annual bonus, sometimes commission, depending on the role. But the secret is going to be to show over and over again how you have made companies millions, or saved companies millions, or a company millions. If you can do that, I mean, it's a really simple math equation that any employer can do, and they will create a position for you. About 85% of our clients get positions created for them that did not exist before, and it's because they are a standalone investment, not just a candidate. So if you want more information about that, I'd be very happy to give that to you. Just send me a message on LinkedIn, or again, it's Tammy, Tammy, at beyondjobsearching.com. The name of the company is Career Resume Consulting. All right, that's it for me today. I'll talk to you very soon. Thanks. Bye now.